Luxury watches, public office and public curiosity. The debate over the lifestyle of Nigeria's Revenue Service Chairman, Zak Adedeji. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for more breaking stories on Light Up Media News. In recent weeks, Nigerian social media has been once again turned into unforgiving spotlight on a public official. This time, the subject of intense debate is Dr. Zak Adedeji, Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Revenue Service (NROS), formerly the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIROS). At the center of the controversy is a seemingly simple but emotionally charged question: how much does the NROS chairman earn to afford expensive luxury watches? What began as a casual online chatter quickly snowballed into a full-blown digital debate, tapping into the long-standing public anxieties about governance, transparency, elite privilege, and the widening gap between public office holders and ordinary Nigerians struggling under harsh economic realities. Nigeria has seen this pattern before, from luxury vehicles in convoys to sprawling mansions and designer accessories. Public officials' lifestyles often become subjects of scrutiny, especially during periods of economic hardship. In a country grappling with inflation, fuel subsidy removal, rising taxes, and declining purchasing power, symbols of wealth worn by those in authority can quickly become lightning rods for public anger. Luxury watches, often discreet but exorbitantly priced, have increasingly joined the list of visible status symbols that spark online outrage. Unlike houses or cars, which can sometimes be explained as assets acquired over time, watches are viewed as portable, immediate display of wealth. When such items are spotted on public officials, they provoke instant questions. For many Nigerians, the logic is simple. If a public servant earns a regulated salary, how can they afford accessories that cost several millions of naira? Dr. Zak Adedeji is not a new face in Nigeria's economic and public finance landscape. A trained economist, he previously served as Commissioner for Finance in Oyo State under Governor Seyi Makinde, earning a reputation as a technocrat rather than a career politician. His appointment as executive chairman of FIROS, now Nigeria Revenue Service, was widely interpreted as part of the federal government's push towards tax reforms and improved revenue mobilization. Since assuming office in 2023, Adedeji has been at the forefront of major policy conversations around tax compliance, revenue expansion, and restructuring Nigerian fiscal architecture. These reforms, while applauded by some policy experts, have also generated resistance and anxiety among citizens already burdened by economic pressures. It is against this backdrop that personal lifestyle scrutiny has emerged. Please support independent journalism. Subscribe to Light Up Media News. Like, share, and turn on your notification bell. The controversy largely stems from unverified social media claims alleging that Adedeji was seen wearing luxury watches worth several millions of naira. Screenshots, photos, and speculative price tags circulated across platforms like X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp groups, with commentators attempting to identify brands and estimate costs. Soon, the debate shifted from watches to wages. How much does the NROS chairman earn? Is his salary enough to buy such watches? Is this another example of unexplained wealth in public office? These questions, while emotionally charged, remain largely speculative. What is known about his salary? One critical fact often missing from online debate is that Nigeria does not publicly disclose detailed salary breakdown of individual agencies' heads. Salaries and allowances for top federal officials are determined by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission (RMAFC), and while general wages are known, exact personal earnings are not routinely published. Typically, the official salary of a federal agency head is modest when compared to private sector equivalents, though it may include allowances, official benefits, and statutory entitlements. Even then, these figures on paper are often far below the cost of luxury items being discussed online. This gap between official salary structure and perceived lifestyle is what fuels suspicion. Assumption, assets, and untold context. What social media debates often fail to account for is pre-existing wealth. Dr. Adedeji, like many technocrats, had a career before assuming federal office. He worked in finance, consulting, and public administration, and may have investments, savings, or personal assets accumulated over time. In Nigeria, it is not uncommon for individuals to enter public service after decades of private sector work. Yet, once in office, public perception tends to treat all visible wealth as automatically tied to current government earnings. There is also the possibility, often overlooked, that some luxury items may be gifts, personal purchases made long before office, or even misidentified brands whose values are exaggerated online. While facts may be murky, the emotions driving the debate is clear. Nigeria is going through one of its toughest economic periods in recent history. Food prices have soared, transportation costs have doubled, taxes are being restructured, billions of Nigerians feel squeezed, unheard, and economically vulnerable. In such an environment, the sight or rumor of luxury becomes symbolic. It is less about watches and more about perceived insensitivity, inequality, and trust deficits between leaders and the led. For many citizens, the question is not just can he afford it, but does leadership still understand our pain? However, there is also a danger in allowing speculation to harden into accusation without evidence. Nigeria's social media space is notorious for misinformation, exaggeration, and digital mob justice. Public officials, like private citizens, deserve protection from false claims. As of now, no investigative report, asset declaration leak, or official probe has established wrongdoing linked to Dr. Adedeji's lifestyle. The conversation remains firmly in the realm of perception, not proof. If anything, the controversy underscores a deeper national issue: the lack of transparency in public office remuneration and asset disclosure. When citizens do not understand how officials are paid, how allowances work, or how assets are declared, speculation fills the gap. Stronger transparency frameworks, public asset declaration, clearer remuneration disclosures, and consistent public communication will go a long way in reducing suspicion and restoring trust. In the end, the debate over Zak Adedeji's watches is not really about watches. It is about confidence in governance, fairness, and economic justice. It reflects a society asking hard questions about leadership in difficult times. Until Nigeria bridges the gap between public perception and institutional transparency, such controversies will continue to surface. Today, over watches, tomorrow over cars, and next week over houses. For now, what remains clear is this: there is no verified evidence linking the NRS chairman's official earnings to luxury watches. But the public's demand for accountability and empathy from those in power is louder than ever. And in today's Nigeria, perception, fair or unfair, has become as powerful as fact. Please don't forget to subscribe to Light Up Media News, where facts lead and truth shines.